Con everybody, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Okay, friends, so yesterday we continue with the variations of the bars, in this case the protection of the windows for the window number 1. And we're going to continue with this today. Let's see what other variation we can create. Maybe we have 5. We need 3 more. Now we will continue with the more complex variations, the ones that are with curves. Okay, so let's do that. So let's get started. Also, you can see in the reference image now the complex design of the doors. The doors are going to be really challenging. We'll see what we're going to do with this. Okay, friends, so let's get started. Let's see, patch 6 4K. We're going to create the same design, but we're going to do it in the inside, not like this. We can now I check just a reference that show me the bars, but from the outside, and it's not looking good. Maybe we're going to do that for other. No, but it is not looking good. So that's why I decided to continue in the inside. Let's try to do something similar for this design. Hello, Mustafi, welcome. Thanks for coming. We have a mirror. Okay, mirror. I think that I need to move this part. This one is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm going to use this. Okay, let's do that. Window 1. Let's do window 1. Not that to window 1. It's window 1. What is your context? What actually you're planning? Can you elaborate? You mean what we're going to do right now? Right now, I am trying to remember that we have 4 variations of windows. Right now, I am creating the project in this stage, in this phase. is just creating assets, creating different assets. So you can see that we have here different types of houses, right? So, and a strategy, I am not an expert with I am not an expert with 3D environments. Of course, that there are a lot of people, better artists that only work in this. I have done some works of low poly environments. You can check the one that I upload in a post here on YouTube. That was, for example, a very low poly project. And a strategy that I use is create different assets. For example, divide your project. MAS Studios 22, welcome. I have been revisiting the game Dying Light and playing Dying Light 2. I love the creativity for the background art as well as the gore. Okay, let me see that. Let me first answer to Musafir, and then we'll go with we'll check your game. Okay, so Musafir, and a strategy that you can use if you want to create assets is try to separate the building, in this case, into different blocks. For example, just think about this as Legos. You use Legos to create your own, everything that you want with different pieces, right? So with environments it's the same thing. Try to create parts in a different way. So for example, divide your project here you have a house, right? Divide your project in only creating a door, creating one window, creating this like garage door, creating these like columns, creating the roof, creating these extra, for example, these lights, extra items, like for example the protection that we are creating right now, these items. So why you do that in this way? Because with that you can create variations of the same asset. So we have here, let me show you the number of windows that we have right now. We have window 1, we have window 2, look, a different type of window. We have window 3, a different design, and all of these are only windows. And window number 4. And for example, for window number 4, we have another extra asset, that is bars, to protect the window. We have that type of bar, we have that type of bar, we have that type of bar. These designs, more complex designs, more complex designs, more complex designs. Okay, so by that you can create different versions of buildings by just separating parts. So instead of limit yourself on only create this exact model of the house, you can identify the parts of the building and say, okay, the house has windows, the house has a door, has a wall, has a roof, okay, and try to create your own versions. And then you can create this house, create this house, create this house, and create all the different houses that you want. So that is a strategy that you need to use to create. No. You're asking about the story. If you check the first live stream, you are talking about the big project. Okay, when we finish, let me talk to you about this in very quick way, because the first streaming of this series, we've just spent the whole 2 hours explaining the full project. But let me show you again the project. So when we finish the Hawker statue that we created, I create a poll to let you decide what do you want for our next project. I let you choose between an environment, a 3D environment, that is the one that we're doing, a 3D character that we're going to model and animate, an asset like a weapon, for example, and or another sculptor. And the pool, the results were where people wanted a 3D environment, and one of the person here in the community suggests, okay, for the 3D environment, why don't you create an abandoned city environment? Just like The Last of Us. Have you ever played that game, or have you ever watched the show in Amazon? I think HBO is in the show The Last of Us. The show is more like this. Let me show you the references. The environment is more like in The Last of Us. Is like, let me see if I have here a reference. The Last of Us. I think that I don't have an exact reference from that game, but it is like this. I think it is like this. In The Last of Us, cities are like this. Okay, so you can see that the city is completely abandoned. All the parts are getting old, and you have a lot of vegetation. And that weekend I was thinking, okay, an abandoned zombie city, and I wanted to create something small like this. For example, just a simple survivor base. I was thinking also about creating, I don't know, for example, this survival camp, also a small project. I was thinking even in a town like this. For example, this is not a city, this is a town, or something in the woods, in the countryside, in the rural area. The same thing, just some random houses like this, for example, a church, a few buildings, and in the middle of the forest. But I said, first, I don't want to create just this, because the main project should be this, just a render project. To create this, you just only have to create maybe the building, and most of the details that you're going to do are for this like abandoned train. And then these buildings are maybe 4 to more buildings for the background, and then play with the vegetation, with the lights, and you finish. But I said, okay, if I do that, I create the abandoned city, but it is only a render, an image. I want my project to be something, for my project to be something bigger, something that we can use for multiple reasons, for multiple things, for render, for animations, and even for games. So that's why I decided not only to do a render, but to create assets that you can use for all the things that you want. And I decided to create a city like this, a really abandoned zombie city, zombie city, a city, and a city. In a city, you have neighborhoods, you have the business area, you have the parks, you have hospitals, you have police stations, you have storage, stadiums, all of these buildings that you can see in a city. Let me see if I have another reference here. For example, here you have a small city, but you already have the idea, right? A city, not only a small render area. And for the city, the inspiration that I wanted for my zombie city, after finishing this project, you can make some emotional short project like a peaceful villager's life farming all day. The day that play musical instrument, play around life, happy life. You know that for this project, it is going to be really big. So I think that with these assets, you can create a normal city and an abandoned zombie city. I mean, with these assets, you can create a lot of projects. we are going to have some rural areas, and maybe for the thing that you are suggesting, you can create that, because we are going to have a rural area in our city. Because I decided to use my city as reference for this project. Let me see if I have a better. Okay, this is like my city. I decided to use my city as a reference for this project. So why my city? Because we're going to add a river, we're going to add all of those things. But as you can see, this is a project that is really big, because look, we are already in week number 2, and we are still creating windows, because I am here just with 2 hours with you every 5 days a week. And just imagine that these kind of projects are created by a full team of multiple artists. But I want to do it by myself, and you're going to say, oh, but you're going to take more than a lot of years in doing this. But maybe. But I am trying to do it in a low poly way, so we can try to create simple buildings. And the most important thing is that with this project, we're going to create another project. What is? Let me explain. For example, we're not only going to create, because a city we also can have zombies. We also have maybe equipments. We can create cars. We can create survivors, for example, and all of that means that we can create our own character. So every time that we finish something, for example, we created our first house, let's say, we can stop with this project and create a new project that is going to be related with this project. So you are not going to be tired of this project. How many days are you? I don't want to say a number, because just think about a lot of days. But again, don't think about that. We're going to stop for a while. So maybe one day we can create. Let me see if I have here. For example, one day we can come here and say, okay, for our city, I want us a robot that is going to explore the city, and this could be used for a different type of project, for maybe a sci-fi project. For example, you want to create a project with related to spaceships or something like that, or maybe other planets explorations. But I am doing this for the zombie city. But I think that you have the idea, right? We're going to stop with the zombie city. We're going to create this, and we're going to add it to our zombie city. I don't know if I am explaining it right. Also, another day we can come here and say, I'm going to create a car with weapons and all of that. That could be used, for example, for a war project, for a war game project, but it is going to be related with this big project. And all of those elements, at the end, we are going to try to create a game with all these elements. And yes, that is the goal with this project. This project is the reason to force us to create different things that is going to be really challenging, and we are going to apply a lot of things. We're going to apply animation, we're going to apply modeling, we're going to apply textures, we're going to apply even how to export this to Unity and other parts. You may download this material, or you can create it by AI. This way you may, yes my friend, but I am a 3D artist. I am not going to use AI. It is like you are a musician and you are saying don't create, don't write your songs, just use AI. It is, no. Here I am showing you how to do it in the 3D way, in the old way. Okay, with AI again. The thing with AI. Okay, let's pause about that topic and let me see the AM Studios 22. She said, she or he said, I don't know, or it said. Let's say it said. Let me see that. let me see that. One moment, we'll continue with the AI, okay? Dying Light 2. I have some games in the Steam platform, and I look, for example. Okay, I remember this game. I never played this game, but I watched some videos about this game. Look, for example, here you have let's see a better image. Okay, this is like the goal that like the thing that we're going to create. I have visiting the game. I love the creativity of the development. Yes, okay. So this is something that we're going to create. With my assets, you can create a normal city, just like the old games, for example, Cityville, SimCity, those games where you create your own city. Or we're going to use it for this zombie, but following the series, we're going to use it for zombie. And if you don't want the zombie, just delete all the vegetation and use the parts that are going to be as new, or change the textures, and you're going to have a normal city. Okay? So yes, for example here, let's continue with this example. Look, in the city you have enemies, so we can create this. We're going to animate this, and it is going to be like a character that you can use it for any other game that you want, but we are going to relate it for our project. So we're going to pause every time that we reach a small goal of the project, of the whole project. We're going to stop and do another mini project, if we can call it that, because this is not easy. And finish this, and then we continue with the city. Then we stop, go with another project. For example, the next project is going to be create our own zombie monster, okay, or our own car. Just I am open to all the suggestions. This project is going to be big, but again, we're going to create a lot of things that you can use in any part that you want. You can use for your own games, you can use for your own animations. That it's up to you. I'm just giving you my way to create the things, and you see what you do with all of that. Okay? No, I don't mean that you can work detail. No, just for example, with AI we can, for example, create some brands. For example, let's say that I want to create the restaurant, an abandoned restaurant, and I want the restaurant to have a name. And for example, there we can use AI, and we can say create an image of a fictional brand that is related to hamburgers. So we don't do copyright. We don't use real brands. For example, there we can use AI, but with 3D no, because 3D is my thing. So it is not. I am not going to do that. Okay, so now you have an idea, right? This is going to be a massive project. This is the most ambitious project that I ever done before, and I am going to do this with you. Again, every time that we are going to be a little tired because man, you are still with the buildings. Okay, we are going to stop for a moment and let's do another streaming about. There is a big online debate about the difference to attention to detail of the two games. The first game was an overall better game. The third and the latest game has improved on aesthetic. Thanks for looking. No. Yes. We're here to open to suggestions. Thanks for your comments, by the way. The thing is, okay, for games, I returned to gaming, if we can say, with my new computer like a year ago. I returned to gaming with Black Myth Wukong. You have some also. I am a guy. Okay. Thank you, man. No. I don't see your image, but I thought that you was a woman because. But okay, no. Thanks for saying that. Okay, so okay, so the thing is, there is a debate. Okay, maybe the debate is not with how realistic your game is going to be, because with in my let me turn off the camera so I can explain, so you can watch myself talking, because I am not doing anything right now. Okay, the thing is, I returned to gaming like a year ago with my computer, with Vladimir Wukong. I used to play games when I was starting high school with World of Warcraft. I used to play, my favorite game of all the times is Prince of Persia, the part 2. The Warrior Within, I think, is a Prince of Persia, that game. I also play in Doom 3, and I used to have like a little competition with a friend. He played in PlayStation 2 and I played in my PC, and we chose a game, and we said, okay, who is the first that is going to finish the game? By that you are covering the topic. Environment set the mood and convey a lot of information. Yes, but again, yes. Let's continue with the debate that you are saying. A thing that I noticed with the new night that I returned to gaming, because there were when I finished the high school and was at the university, I don't have time to play, so I stopped playing games like several years. I just play Pokemon Go, the one in the cell phone. That is the only game that I play. And I returned to gaming with my new computer, with Vladimir Wukong, and I discovered this new world because Steam was new for me. I was from the time when you buy your CD in the PlayStation 2 and you play that. When you buy the CDs and put it in the computer and install the game, and I was also a game that I was very good. I was an expert in that game. Was Age of Empires 2. I love these strategy games. I played the Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, Empire Earth, Command and Conquer Red Alert 3. That was also a very great game. Age of Empires 3. I was a fan of Age of Empires. I was very great with that game. I used to play with multiple person and I never lose. I always use the Chinese. Okay, but okay, let's return to this. So Steam and all of these things were new for me. You buy the game and you have it online, but it is just a license, and then new games that have a lot of bugs. These like AAA games with bad stories, and like they trying to sell you the game, like saying we have the best realistic graphics of all the time. You are going to feel like you are in a movie or something like that. And in my opinion, I think that I prefer a great story with great how do you say these actions, with great I don't know how to say this word in English, that you play it in a good way with not bugs. Okay, I prefer no bugs. I prefer a great story, great characters. I prefer that than realism. And why? Also realism may be realism may be a problem, because maybe not too many people have like a very great computer, and those kind of AAA games with realistic things, it is like a lot for a computer, and maybe I think that it is not worth it to have just to play one game. And to have also, the other problem is the storage. The games are more than 100 gigas and that is like too much. And for me, playing Doom 3, that it is more than 20 years, it is a great game, and you can play it in 4K, and the game is really great. So why? And also, by doing this project, the one that I am doing right now, we're going to see also this world here, because also another thing with environments that you may know, I don't know, is that should I import buildings by a separate way in the game, or should I import the whole city in the game? Which one is better for the game? Which is going to run better in our computer? And the answer is not like option 1 or option 2. That depends on what do you want for your game. For example, you can have multiple buildings. For example, in my case, I am creating right now a neighborhood. You can create your houses, group that as one asset, and import it with all those buildings as one asset. And that may be too many storage for your game, but the computer is not going to like call different multiple times the same asset, because you already have one moment please, one moment please, one moment. Oh okay, I'm back. Okay, so sometimes maybe having too many buildings, it is not good, because your camera is not going to show all the buildings, right? So why do you are going to charge all the buildings of your map in the game? Because that means that your computer is going to work too much by charging a lot of different assets at the same time. But sometimes you need that to maybe create groups and then charge that, bring that into the game. It doesn't matter if you're only going to focus on one building or a few buildings and have the other ones there, because the computer is also not running how many storage it is managing at the same time, but also how many times it is going to call the action to charge to upload an item to the screen, something like that. So something like that is the thing. So with this project, we're going to try to play with all of that. I'm going to let you choose. I'm just going to build my own versions with things of the things here, and maybe we're going to change. Maybe some things are not going to work. I don't know. But at least you're going to have all the assets, and you're going to do all the things that you want with that. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, so let's continue with our project. Let's return to the window. No, I want this window, and I want window number 1. Okay, so let's continue with this project. We're going to I'm going to use but no, if I do that. Okay, let's see. let me see again the design of the bars. Okay. So we need one moment. This is not for the, no, this is not for what I want. This is not for this project. I need the other one, the ones that look like hearts. No, this is not for the project that I am. No. Windows. And what else? So these are the elements for that project. Of course, that we need to move this up. And here is the thing. How we're going to do this. First, I'm going to bring back the border of the window. No, this one. Window 4. Window 1, sorry. No, this one no. Let me hide this. This is the one that I need. I'm going to move it to window bars 1. So I think that I don't know if anyone else have a comment about this project. Is this the one that I used? Yes. Very good. Okay, we have, let me, we need to close this. So here, remember, for this complex design, we're going to play with the wireframe modifier with the curves. Okay, here the curves. Let me see how we are going to use the curves here, because this is going to be a little bit difficult. Let me apply let me add the wireframe modifier. Okay, the wireframe modifier. So we have our borders. We have at least here. Okay. Wait a moment. No, this is not the one that I need. I need the one with the array. Okay, for now, let's move this in the right place. I'm going to move this a little bit up. Okay. We have that part in the right place, but right now this is not good enough, because look, we have here with no problem in this part, but we have one extra space here. And right now I don't want to think about how to make this I don't want to think right now how we're going to fill this gap and to look it exactly the way we want it, because this is too much work. But let me see something. I think that I'm going to use the curve to create the same piece but smaller, because I think that here we are going to need this same piece but in a smaller version, so we can use it in this part. Or maybe we can create an original design here. Let's use the same design with no changes, just moving this up and down. Yes, let's do that. Let me here. Okay, I have here. Let me use the wireframe. Let's bring back this. So we already are here, right? Let me turn off that for a moment. Three. We need 3, right? Okay. Let me select this and move it in this exact same. Sorry. Wait. Where is the? Let's move it here. Let's move it here. And this one should be here. Okay. Now let's hide that again. So now we have our bars. Look, as you can see, one thing here is that this is good, this is not good. And I think that this is not going to we need, look, you can see this is too big to put it in here, so we're going to create a version that is going to be a little bit smaller, that we can make it fit in this part. That is what we're going to do. And let's move it. Sorry. You know what, let me do this. One moment. This one is not good. Okay, this one is not good. So I'm going to select this, duplicate it, and move it here. So right now I'm going to move this one in the right place. Let's see, one moment. Yes, now we have it in the right place, but we have repeated vertices, repeated edges. Please, for those who are new here, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give it a like, please. That helps a lot. And let's select everything. And to fix these overlapping faces, we're going to clean up and merge by distance. So now we have that clean. And to do the other side, I'm going to delete it, apply a mirror modifier here. Let me turn off this. Should be facing the right way. Let me apply. Let me see. Okay, great. No problem. Now we have this in the exact way that we wanted. Okay, so now we fix that. Now let's continue with this part. We're going to cover here, and for this part I'm just going to use the backup for this shape and create this other shape that is going to be a little bit smaller. because I made this with curves. Okay, now we have that, and we need this part. We can create something simple, or no, I don't want to leave it like that. I want to fill this with these small pieces. So let me check let me hide this for a moment. See the backup. Backup. Where's backup? Curves. What is this curve? No, this curve, no. Ooh, I don't have the original design. This is the original design. No, this is not the original design. Oh, that is a problem. Great, at least we have this one, so let me move it to window 1. But I don't have the bigger one, the big hearts. That is not good. No, I don't have the backup for that part. This is not what I need. This is the heart, I think. This is the heart. Can you see? Yes, I think that this is the heart. Okay, let's move it to window 1. Great. Let me see. What? No. Great. Now let's move it. And here is what I was saying. It is not going to fit. So we need a smaller version. Okay. Great. Let's move this in the right place. Great, 0.05, great. Same for this one. The problem is that the origin is at that place. I think that I'm then going to have problem with this one because no, this is the sorry. Let me apply the array here. Fit the origin to the center, and then 0.05. Great. Now we here we're going to leave it like that for now. And and I am going to here maybe why the cursor to selected. Why? Okay. Here we don't need to center the object like this one because we just need to play with the curves. Let's try to use wireframe. happened? What happened? Tesla, go! Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. If you want, you can join our Discord server where you can find some. We usually share resources there. For example, you can find the images that I use for my projects. You also have a link that I share for to check if you want 3D environments for old games. You can check in that side. You're going to find textures, you're going to find the topology, the assets that they use. You also have some links to other channels where you find specific methods that we used in our projects. And also, if you have any questions for 3D, you can share that and we'll try to help you. Remember that we are not experts. I am not an expert. I am just an artist. I like to share my process with you, and you'll find some help there if I am able, of course. I'm going to try to do my best to help you. Also, you have a part that is only for 3D showcases, so if you want to share your projects there, maybe for some feedback, you have a channel for that. Okay, we have this. Oh, this is not going to look good. Look at that. This is what we did, but I don't like it. This was the best thing that I can do with this. Yes, this is the best thing. It is because of the space. Remember that the space is not helping us. So you know what? Why don't we create an original design for this one? Because I don't like this one. What do you say? The thing is that I cannot... The other thing that I can do is try to make this smaller. Trying to do this again, it is like... we can try. You know what? That is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. Do this again. We should do that. We should do that. Okay, let's try to do that. Let's try to do that. So to start to fix this, I am going to select everything here and space. Now here, space. Great. Great. And now let's fix this one first, and then we'll continue with the other ones, okay? Yes, the right thing to do is to do this all over again with the new space that we have, so we don't have that horrible... Look at this thing is not looking good. And maybe, let me see one moment, something. Let me see this. No, it is not the same thing. Almost the same thing. So we need to recreate that thing for this new version. But no problem. Let's do the same strategy. Let's select this part to center. So this side is going to be like my reference point. Remember that I am doing this. This is the method that I found. Again, in 3D you can do whatever you want to do to create the thing that you want to create. There is no specific method. No, you can play with all the things. You have a lot of options here, and you can try all the things that you want to reach the thing that you want. And there you can say, maybe I took too much time, I tried something different, maybe I need to watch another artist. And because you already do it, you already learned, and you know what you're doing, and then you can try maybe something different. That is how 3D works. Okay, so cursor to selected, selection to cursor. Now it is at the center, completely at the center. And let's move it. Fortunately, we have no. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. What the hell is your problem? Why are you going? No. What happened with this thing? Why? Why are you doing that? No. Shh. Okay, we fixed it. Let me hide this again, and then we can start. We need to start playing with this design. Let's fix this one first, okay? This side, we just need to do this. There, fix it. We fix it. We have a new design for this part, and we have the mirror, and then we can apply the. We have it at the same level. Okay, great. And then we're going to apply the array. Let's apply the array. Let's apply the array. Ah, no, but no, the array is not going to work. I think. Let me see. Oh no, yes, it's going to work. So. One moment, please. One moment. Let me save. I don't want copyright issues. Out of touch, out of touch, out of touch. Great song, but we cannot listen to that because I don't want copyright issues. Okay, so music stop. We're going to continue in a few minutes. I'll go for some water and I'll be back in a moment, okay? Let's take a break, a quick break. Let's go for some water and we'll be back soon. Don't go, please. And if you're here, try to use this time to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, share this content, and write a comment if you want. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. So it seems that no, it is not the same thing. This is going to be more difficult. I remember why. I remember the reason for this one. It is not going to be easy to put it in the right look. Hello, Alan Boomer, welcome. I think that this value is good. No, it is not the same thing. Wait. One moment. Why my... The reason is that we should move it a little bit. That maybe? Hello, Alan Boomer, hello. Okay, we can leave it like that. Hey, Alan Boomer, I think that I know that you joined to the channel because you wanted to you joined because here with Doom 3, right? I remember. But I want to say that I don't want to continue playing games in this channel because YouTube is not helping the channel. So now I want to focus only on 3D. In the future, I'm going to create a new channel only for gaming, okay? So we can continue playing. Yes, so yes, I want to say that for those who joined the channel because of the gaming, I already said that almost at the beginning of the year that I'm going to stop with games in this channel, because YouTube is not helping. YouTube is no, you need to do one thing. But I want to continue playing. I have a lot of games. Maybe we can replay some old games, but in a new channel. And also in that new channel, I'm going just to play the game. No comments, no camera, nothing. Just you are going to watch the full gameplay, and maybe we can pause the game and then we can talk something or do some make some comments, and then we then turn off the camera, turn off the microphone, and continue resume the game and continue playing. That is going to be the new gameplays, live streams in that new channel, and with that I can have my games to create shorts, to create videos about the games, all of that. That channel is going to be only for games. Okay, but here in this 3D channel we're going to create all of these assets that we're creating right now are for games. Yes, so for example, this right now I'm creating assets, windows, different things to create a post-apocalyptic environment for games or animations. So the channel is going to be related to games, but we are going to create now the assets. For example, we're going to create things like, we're going to create a city like this, but in a zombie style. My channel was originally just a gaming channel, but I changed it, so I've been sharing art. Okay, great. You do the, for example, if I want to know about a book in your channel, you're going to tell me what is the book about, something like that. I write my own books and then narrate them. Okay, that's interesting. You know, I'm going to check your channel, but the problem is that I don't have notifications to a lot of the channels that I follow. I don't know why. I'm going to check your channel. So you do write books about what? Can you share? Please sell us your channel here in the chat, so maybe some people can go and follow your channel. Maybe I can use one of your stories for this 3D art, of course, if you want. Okay, horror. You could do 3D art from it if you want. Yes, for example, maybe you have a character and then I can create the character that you have in your book. We can do that kind of collaboration, because I like games. I think that I am good with 3D, but I'm really bad with stories. I am really bad with writing. That is a skill that I wanted to develop, but it is not good for me. I had a friend in high school, a friend of mine, that he was really great with stories. He read a lot of books, he also played a lot of games, and he was really great with stories. So in high school he helped me to create we created some unique characters for a fantasy game that we have in mind, following the World of Warcraft style. So he gave me ideas of how powers could work, which powers we could use, which weapons we could use for the character, and I draw the characters. And we have a lot of, maybe we can create some of those characters here. No, but those characters are more fantasy, like medieval and those kind of things. Maybe I can create new versions for this story. It is going to be a mix of a lot of things, this zombie city. But I know what to do with these assets. It's going to be related to politics, because I really like politics and I want to do this, my art, to protest against some things here in my country. So this game, these assets, all these ideas are going to be great for that. Okay, look, this is good, right? I think that this is good. Yes, I think that this is good. So now, what should we do now? I am going to do this. No, but if I divide it, okay, let me see one thing. I'm going to just do this, and I think that I need to move this down. Let me check it and again the reference. One moment, please. The version here in number. No, we don't have that. Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't worry. I'm just going to use this as reference because I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to go here, select this point, move the cursor into this part. I need to move this here. One moment, please. Let me turn off this for a moment. Select everything. Move it here. Great. Now we're good with that. I would love to see you do 3D art of the villain from my book. His name is Ricky Stonehenge, and he's the evil spirit of a serial killer. Okay, great. Maybe we can do that. We can, for example, right now, this big project, right now, okay, this is the idea, Alan Bomber. Let me explain to you what we are doing right now. The big project that I am creating right now is create a city, not only a little environment, a full city. Do you remember those games like, for example, SimCity, Cityville in Facebook, the tapped out from The Simpsons, where those games where you create your own cities, like that. Okay, right now I am creating like assets to do something like that, because we're going to walk in third person through the map, but that is going to be like the starting point for the project. Create a city like this, a full city with all of those elements in a zombie style, in an abandoned zombie style, post-apocalyptic world like this, for example. So all the assets that I am doing right now, we're going to convert them later in that, but I'm going to add zombies and all of that, because this is a massive project, and I am using my city as the reference for this big city. But because this is a massive project, as you can see, a city is big, it needs a lot of things. We're going to take some breaks. We're going to stop at some points of the project to do another project that is going to be shorter, of course. It is not going to be short like 1 week, but it is going to be shorter than this massive project. With those breaks that we're going to take, we're going to create small projects, like, for example, a car, a vehicle, like, for example, a zombie, a monster, or a survivor, a character, anything that we want. And I am going to try to relate it to the city, to the zombie city environment. So, for example, I want to create a little bot for the channel with animations. We can stop the project here at some point and start to create this little bot. Where is the other bot? I had here. For example, this one, an idea. So we create this little bot, and this bot, you can use it, for example, in a sci-fi project. You can use it, I don't know, in a bot battle game, like trying to explore another planet, in all the projects that you can imagine, in a lot of projects, maybe in a aquatic world, I don't know, in a lot of different projects you can use that bot. But I'm going to say that this bot is going to explore the zombie city, something like that. So any other character that I'm going to create, it is not going to be fully related to the zombie city. it is going to look, I am going to create my own character, my own avatar for the game. So maybe with your character we can create the version as you have. I don't want to touch your idea. I don't want to say, for example, no, I want to do some changes to your character. Of course, if you allow me to do that, I with your permission, because it is your creation, and I am going to create the 3D version based on your idea, but I am going to adapt it to this zombie environment, something like that, okay? But again, you can use it for your story, an animation for your story, and also this zombie city, it is not going to be only zombie, because the assets, I want to try this, to have the zombie city, but also erase all the zombie post-apocalyptic characteristics and leave it like a normal city. So you can use all the assets in multiple kind of projects, in different, very different projects. So that is the thing. I don't know, what do you think about that? But right now, all the things that I'm going to create here in YouTube is going to be related to this zombie project. But again, it doesn't have to be 100% like an post-apocalyptic. Again, if your character is, for example, a police officer with clean uniform, let's say like that, it doesn't have, I don't have to adapt it like okay, yes, but again, I don't want to touch, for example, you want to create I don't know, a medieval character, even a medieval character. Okay, I want to say that one of the survivors is a freaky about medieval things, and he dressed up like a medieval knight to fight against zombies. And with that, I fit that character in my zombie world. Okay, so any ideas that you have, I'm going to adapt it to the zombie city. But again, you can use those for a lot of other different projects. That is the idea. So as you can see, this is a massive, challenging project that maybe require multiple artists, a team, but I'm going to do it by myself with your help. And we're going to take too much time, maybe years, but it is going to be built by different projects, mini projects that is going to be part of a big project, something like that. It is the most ambitious project that I ever done, because I am going to apply all the things that I know and a lot of things that I don't know yet. I don't know if you have the idea right now. Okay, so now that I have this corpse, I want to move the origin point to the 3D cursor. So now I can erase this line. Let's erase this line. And with that, my origin point right now is in here, so I can use the mirror modifier with no problem. Look, mirror modifier. And it is going to look great, look. And then we can apply our array. Set. Let me just like that, and then we are going to move it in the right position. That is going to be really difficult because I need to find a really great maybe it is going not to be exact in the position that we want. So with that idea, Alan Boomer, can you tell us more about your character so I can imagine something in my mind? Or maybe give me some characteristics and we can try with AI to create a concept art. I am against that. I am against using AI for that. But for this purpose, we can use it for concept art. And I not against AI, 100% against, but I feel that as an artist, using AI for the art process, for the artistic process, is going to be against me. against my skills, against me to be a better artist. That's why I am trying not to use AI in my artistic process. Okay. But maybe we don't need to use AI. Maybe we can create some resources and use some resources and imagine the character. Or maybe you can use AI and give me a concept art and say, I want something like this, and we can create it. That's also another thing. Okay, I think that this is good. 25. Okay, we have that. Okay, great. No merge. The only art I have of Ricky Stanges is in the head popping out of a pond. But I think that you write the character, right? So I think that you have more characteristics for your character. I mean, for example, the emotions, the appearance. I don't know what he likes to do. What are his motives for being a villain in this case? Okay. Okay. For example, the goal, the context of this zombie environment is like, because I don't know if I already told you, but this city environment, I'm going to take inspiration in my city, in the city where I live. He's got rotten, pointed teeth. His eyes are black. Great. I can imagine him, and it is going to be good for this other project. I was saying that. Okay, let me check here. Look, this is my city. So the context about this full zombie project, remember that I told you that I want to talk about politics, right? Because I want to use my art as a way of protest to the things that is happening right now in my country. So the thing here is that my city was really good, not good, but it was fine. And then the new movement, the new politic party took the power. He promised a lot of things to the people, but at the end he just used the power to benefit their own businesses. That is the reality, just in case. And right now, that this president that we have in my country right now, he is promising that he is going to create the first nuclear plant in my country, something that is very is a lie. It is not going to happen in a lot of years. We don't have the technology, we don't have the money to do that, but he's promising that because he likes to promise and he likes to lie a lot. So let's say that he tried to create that nuclear plant at some part of the city, and that plant exploded. That is the story, the context of this abandoned zombie city. So with that, nuclear waste, a simple story. And with all of that, people got sick, and that is the reason of the virus, if we can call it like that, for the zombie apocalypse. That is the simple story and the context of my. Of course, that is a fiction because we don't have a nuclear plant and we have not zombies, of course. But we have some explosions at some fuel installations because this government is not making the maintenance and the repairments. He's not paying well the the workers. We also have a tuberculosis like mini epidemic with the jail prisoners. Hello, welcome. Because they are not controlling anything. My country in the real life now is a disaster, and it is because of that government. So I am using that as a starting point for this zombie city idea. So I'm going to mix politics with this fictional context, if we can say. That is the reason. That is, if you want to know more about this project. And I am going to create some original characters for this zombie city that are going to be survivors. That I'm going to do that as a how do you say when you do something when you want to remember something and you create a piece of art, a song or something in honor. Some of the characters are going to be inspired by some of the victims of this government, of the government that I have. That is real life. Different deaths, but all of the reasons are because of the government. So some of the characters are going to be inspired, and I am going to try to make it in honor for those people who that died because of this government. So it is something like that. Of course, we're going to have a lot of fictional things. We're going to have robots, we're going to have monsters, so it is like a mix of a lot of things. Okay, we have that, we have this. Right now, I need to apply this part. No, I know what to do. Let me create another mirror modifier, and this is going to be here in C. So now we have that. Okay, so now that we have all the elements of our look, we have all the elements here. I am going to create backups for all of these curves and apply convert this into no, but I don't have to convert this yet because I need the array. Okay, let's do this in order. First, I am going to move it to window bars backup. Yes, and I'm going to select this one. I'm not going to use it. I am just going to delete all this node. I'm going to apply this one, this mirror. Sorry. I forgot. I need to convert this into meshes. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to apply this. Convert this into mesh. Or no. Let me delete that one. Convert this into mesh. Convert this into mesh. Okay, we have that. And now I'm going to select this, and copy the modifiers. So now we have backup modifiers, and I can delete this. I don't need it anymore because I already have the backup in the look. I have let me turn off this. I already have the backup here, no problem, just in case we need that back. Okay, now we can wireframe and apply the shade smooth. To close this part, help. See something. Great. So now we have that. Now we can apply the and maybe if you want to be more specific, because I think that the right is not specific enough, I think, but if you want, you can separate some parts and individually try to fit it at the middle, but I think that there is no need to do that. It is looking like it is they are in the good position. So because again, I don't think that this is the exact value. For the other bars it were easy, because I think that we use a shape that is help us to use more specific values. For this one the values are different, so I don't know if this is the exact value, but it looks like the exact value. But if you want to be 100% sure, just move it individually and try to fit it here with snap points and all of that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it like that. There's no problem. So first I'm going to let me duplicate this one and move it to the Windows Bus Backup. Let's apply this. One moment, please. Yes, everything is looking good. I'm going to apply this and do the same. Shader smooth. Select everything. Very sharp. So I'm going, now that I have this, the same thing, convert this into mesh, select this one and this one, join, and we can name this as window 1 bar 6, I think. Yeah. One moment, please. One moment. I don't know. Wait. Now let's do the same for this. Again, I'm going to duplicate, move it to backup, duplicate another as reference, delete all the modifiers, then copy the modifiers for the reference, delete them the reference, and then do all the changes that I want, and then apply everything. That's what we're going to do. It's here, and I'm going to move it, this one here. I'm going to delete that, convert this into mesh, and now copy modifiers. Now that we have the modifiers, we can delete this one, and to be 100% sure that I create the backup, let me just delete that. Great, we have the backup there, no problem. Now I can come here first, shader smooth. Why I am doing shader smooth if I am not going to use it? Because I am using shader smooth for the full project, so you cannot have one thing with shader smooth and one thing with shade flat. You need to or leave it everything in shade flat or leave it everything in shader smooth. So because I am using shader smooth, everything is going to be in shader smooth, and these parts that I don't want to look like this, because we to fix this we need more some bevels. With the bevels we're going to fix, but adding bevels is going to add us more topology, and I don't want that. That's why I am using the sharp edges. I don't know if using too much sharp edges is going to be bad for the computer. I don't know. I never checked that. Maybe. And then I will have to say, okay, the computer is going to work more with sharp edges or with more topology. Same thing for textures. That's why right now, if you see, for example, for a low poly project, these bars, we should not create these bars. We should create the bars and create a texture, and then create just a simple plane in here, and with alphas, play with alphas, and have the bars there. That is a really, really low poly project, but just imagine having a lot of alphas, and that means more textures or a small divided textures in multiple parts. So my textures are going to be, let's say that there are 2K. You have to think, we're going to have too much textures and we're going to have the topology. Maybe it is better to have more topology and only one texture for everything. Then you have to think about that. Again, I am trying not to use this only for a low poly project, but also for animations, for games. Maybe if you want only a game with very low poly project and that is going to look like the SimCity version, where you're not going to look your camera close like this, you're going to have your camera like this, so you barely are going to see the bars, then you can just create the textures. Or delete a lot of details here, because you don't need that. That's why I am trying to create assets that you can use for multiple things, and you are going to decide, I want to follow this, I want to change this, or I want to get rid of it and use it in another way. That is the thing. Okay, we have everything in order. Mark sharp. And then we have everything like that. It is not, the heart is not looking really, really good as I wanted, but it is okay. We're going to, the same thing here. Look, the array maybe is not enough, but you can individually try to make it fit later. That is up to you. In this case, I'm not going to do that. I think that it is looking good. Look here, for example. No, look. Here we need to change this. Maybe 74. Maybe like that. Again, you can make it fit individually. It is the best option, but no, I'm not going to do that. You can do that. Now I'm thinking about doing that. No, but I'm going to keep it like that. Just with the array again. With the other variation, the same design, but for Windows 4 it was easier because the values were like more exact, more we have more precision there. It was easier to make it fit exactly the way we wanted. In this case, no. And I don't want to discover right now how we can measure this. No. I'm going to leave it just like that. The only thing that I am... No, I'm going to leave it like that. Again, you can fix that later if you want. Convert it into mesh. Merge this. And delete the other ones that we're not going to use. And there we finish a new variation. So that's how this is going to look. Also, for the textures, now I am thinking that the textures are going to be also really challenging the process, because again the funny thing about, I am going to call it funny, but the difficult part about these 3D projects, it is like, for example, sometimes when you don't know how to do things, you try to follow other artists, other process, and you think that doing that, it is the standard way to do things for everything. I don't know if I'm explaining it in the right way, but it is not true. It changed a lot. The process that you see for one project changed in many different ways for different ideas. That is the funny part. And now that I am trying to make these reusable assets for at least to try to create a standard for multiple projects and a starting point for multiple projects, I think that it is going to be a part that I cannot do that, and I have to decide, okay, you want to do it in this way or you want to do it in another way. Okay, Iron Boomer, thanks for coming. Just in case, in a few minutes I am going also to end the streaming because we are already 2 hours and I have to work in another project. So in case you are not here, thanks for coming. Okay, so to continue the thing that I am explaining, I think that I'm going to be at some point that I'm going to decide. I have to decide. You have to do in this way or you have to do it in this way. You cannot try to continue to create a third option that can be used for the multiple two ways. And I don't want to do that. Or maybe I will be exhausted or tired and my brain is not going to allow me to open my mind and let me create a third option that maybe could exist. I don't know. So for example, for these buildings, again, if I only have to create this only house, it is easy because I just create this and create the textures and poof, I know what to do, and all the process that I'm going to do is only focus on this thing. But right now that I want to create multiple buildings, okay, for the modeling it is going to, okay, but for the textures, why I am talking about the textures? Because as you can see, we have multiple materials for homes. Look. And to make this simple, if these are normal houses and I don't want to make this more difficult, I just choose one material that it is common. Plaster, I think that is the common material for walls. I don't know. Let's say painted wall. We can create a PBR material for that, or we try to look for a free resource for free textures online and select the material. And I don't have problem with that. But the thing is that we are creating this as a post-apocalyptic project. So to try to reach something like, for example, let me show you here, for example, to reach this, a good way to do things is to mix textures. Let's say two textures. One texture is going to look the plaster. The other texture is going to be like, I don't know, like the bricks, like the painting is, I don't know, some unpainted parts with bricks, and this like dirt. So to do that, you have to play with nodes, and that is going to be the difficult part if I want to do this for a game, because I think that it is not a specific way to build this for all the buildings that I want. I think that I will need to create materials, multiple materials for different buildings. I think that right now I am thinking about the textures, how I'm going to be able to deal with this problem. Again, if the project is only build this, great, but as I am trying to create reusable assets for different things, then it's going to be the challenging part right now. If you have an idea, Maybe right now, because I have too much in my mind, I am not looking at the path. And maybe I don't know. So something like that. I just want to say something like that, because I think that most of the materials that we're going to use needs to be with. And now we can use real world. No, I think that we are going to be able to do that. But for the to convert this into assets for games, that is going to be the challenging thing. Because then I have to bake textures. And there maybe I think that I need to try to do the trim textures strategy. I don't know. We'll see, because right now we are not at this part of the project and we are still creating assets. So right now we finish this asset. Where is the inspiration? This is the inspiration for that. So that's all for today, friends. That's all for today. Right now we need to continue with the other project on Kik. And we're going to continue with this project tomorrow. So now that you have the context of this project, the goal of this project, and the ideas that I have for this project, please let me know what you have in mind. Share with me your ideas, share with me your opinion. I want, again, this is going to be my most ambitious project. I'm going to, okay, thanks for being back. Again, to end the stream, and I want to say, now that all the people here know what is this project about, all the ideas that I have in mind for this project, you now you know that it is going to be a really big project, and I will need your help, at least with ideas, of course. We're building this together, and if there is another artist here that can share with me some tips, like saying, okay, if you want to do something like that, maybe you should follow this, and okay, I can apply those methods. Remember that in the other projects you help me with ideas, and we use the process that you share with me. So I want the same for this. And if you have original characters, just like Aldan Boomer, or original ideas like some of you here, share that with me. We can build that together, but keep in mind that this is going to be big. We are going to need a lot of time, and we have to be patient and consistent. Remember, we need to be consistent to finish these kind of things, projects, ideas, great things like this one are not made like in a TikTok, like 30 seconds or a 1 week tutorial. No, this is going to take too much time. We're going to make a lot of mistakes, and at the end we're going to finish. The thing that you have in mind, that we have to finish this, and once we finish, believe me that there is no more. I like the best emotion that you may have is when you finish a project very challenging like this one, for example, or maybe a small project. When you finish something, it is like a relief. It's like you are a better artist. It is like a lot of emotions that make you feel better, and also it's going to let you be a better, in this case, a better artist. So with that being said, I don't know what else, what other comments you have in mind. If, believe me, I am really excited about this project. I really want to make this happen, and I will need your help. I know that I would like, of course, some super chat, super thanks, and all of this, but with your help, with your comments, with sharing this content with others, that helps a lot. Speaking of working on projects, going to work on mining phone. Okay, so if you have any other, now that I share with you my idea, Adam Boomer, maybe I don't know, maybe I gave you some other new ideas for your books, and maybe you can come here later with something. Again, you can use AI for the concept art if you do not draw, I don't know, and maybe we can create later one of your characters. But first I think that I have to do the bot, because I promised to the people here in the community that I will do the bot. I need to create the bot first. So maybe when I stop with these buildings, I will start with the bot. I made that promise and we need to go in order. Later, after the bot, we can continue with one of your characters. So that's all friends. Please remember that if you're new, remember to subscribe, give it a like, share this content with others. Again, this is exciting. I would really like to finish this with all of you. I would like to gain some income with this, with your help, with your support. But again, if you don't have the possibility to do that, a great help is just subscription free, like free, share free, comment free. Those 4 actions are free and no more than 1 minute, and you are helping the channel a lot. Believe me. So again, please subscribe. You can follow me on Kick, you can follow me on Twitch. I am creating different projects there. Right now we are with sculpting projects there. Smaller projects, but they are still, of course, needs work. Those projects need work. So you can follow me there. All of those videos I'm going to try to, as you can see on weekends, I am uploading videos from other projects that those projects I did in the other platforms. So I am re-uploaded those videos here on YouTube, so you can keep it forever here in the channel. You can watch it forever, because in the other platforms they got erased by the platform. It is not me. So I download everything, made some edits, made some edition there, and then I re-upload that. So the times that I don't do a streaming, I will try to upload a video from a previous project, and you have all the content is very organized. You have anything there and you are not going to lose. And remember that once in a while I am going to create a random streaming from a very different project that is going to take us just 1 day, so we can with that take some breaks, because I understand that this kind of projects is going to be very, very exhausting. So the next random project that I want to create, the random streaming, is going to be Blender for beginners. So I'm going to try to create a streaming where I guide to the beginners with Blender. We're going to create a very, very small animation, a small project. We're going to explore the windows, the different options that we have here, so you have a better idea. Because I receive comments of new people here in the channel that they don't know how to use Blender, they want to start with 3D, so I want to help you with that, okay? I'm going to try to do this weekend, because believe me, I am working in very different projects and it is a lot. I wish that I can divide myself in multiple persons and do different things. No, but that is not the reality. So I'm right now at weekends I'm busy with here in my home. So maybe when that time when I finish with that here in home, at home, I'm going to take some time to organize the content for that Blender for beginners streaming. Okay, that is the next week, and on all of those streamings I'm going to organize that into a playlist that is going to be random streamings, and those streamings are going to be for very different projects. And the first one, I think, that is the animations that we created before. I'm going to create the playlist. I'm going to move that streaming that we did here last year. 4 hours of streaming. We created 3 different animations, and we did 2D and 3D animations with materials. We use notes and PBR materials, and we animate things. Okay, friends, so that's all. Please follow me on Kik, follow me on Twitch, follow me on my social media accounts, X, Instagram, TikTok. You can find me as Francis Sarko. You have all the links here. You can join our Discord server where you can share things about 3D. You have some resources there. Every time that I found something, I will share that with you on the Discord server. If you want to know what kind of computer I am using, you have the KitCon link in that site. You're going to find all the components that is for my PC. Those links are going to send you directly to Amazon, where you're going to find more information, of course. If you want me to collaborate with your project, you can contact me. There is my email there, there's social media accounts, the LinkedIn page. You can create a project network, a C-Trader, and send messages too. And if you want to support my work, remember that here we have super chats, super stickers, super thanks. We have memberships, we have a PayPal link, and even better, you can get one of my models. If you want assets for your games and animation, you can visit my TurboSquid store. If you want sculptors for 3D printing, you can visit my Cosily store. And also you have C-Trader, a third option where you're going to find both assets and sculptures. And exclusive low poly environments in C-Trader. So you have 3 different options where you're going to find my projects. And soon, really soon, I wish, really soon, let's see, let's make it happen. That's why I need your support. I'm going to try to buy a small 3D printer, and we are also going to have some small printer projects, and I will share with that the files, of course, in my stores with you. So more content for you, more things for you, a lot of projects of different things of 3D here in the channel for you. So that's all. Thanks for coming. Thank you for your support. In a few minutes we'll continue on Kik if nothing happens again. Yes, and that's all. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.